Good afternoon, everyone. Let's begin today's session. I welcome you all to ROOBAROO. It's a forum basically for discussion and talk with the person and talk about opportunities in research field with industrial experts, PhD scholars. So this is organized every year by Department of Microbiology, Biotechnology, as well as Bioinformatics. This is a platform where we literally call in our alumni students, students who have been with us either with their BSc or through their MSc. Okay, so we call them here to answer a few questions for us, which brings us closer to what is the demand in industries and what is taught in the university. So in that, what is the gap and how to bridge the gap? What are they doing? How did they reach there? How to reach them? And it's anything that you are thinking of pursuing. If it is their expertise, you can get a direct help how it is basically done or more information directly from them. We have two very beautiful speakers today. We have Miss Ankita and Mr. Sumit here. First, I will introduce Miss Ankita Damanaskar for you. She has completed her MSc in Bioinformatics. She has completed both her BSc and MSc with us in Patkar College. She is working in IQVIA, previously known as Quintiles, as a lead medical surveillance specialist. And again, the second speaker we have today is Mr. Sumit Haldar. Okay, he is our alumni for MSc in Bioinformatics and he did his BSc in Biotechnology from Bertha College. He has been working as freelance researcher, academic research editor with four publications in various international journals. It is a great pleasure to welcome both of you here. As you guys here, basically what we are doing is I have some questions for you. Each one of them are either directly taken from students or from students perspective. So we will go through each and every question, and one question I will see and you will answer this, and then we will go for next. Okay, so that will be what the session will be. Students who will have doubts will be suggested to ask questions after the session is finished and not in between. And if there is any sort of technical difficulties, please bear with us. We will try to solve it as soon as possible. Okay. Yes, shall we start or you want to address the students? Any one of you can go ahead. Um,
Yeah, we can start if Ms. Ankita wants to say a few words.
okay, so
Hello. Yeah. Hi all, Ankita Dhamanaskar here. So basically, I have completed, as Abhishek already told, I have completed my BSc and MSc from Patkar College itself. So I am an alumni of Patkar College. And also, currently, I'm working as lead medical surveillance specialist as IQVIA. So I welcome you all, and please let me know if any queries. And also, I'll try to answer all the questions which are being asked.
okay.
Thanks for joining.
Okay, so I'll start with the first question for you guys. If it is okay with your institute, whether to share your work. So if it is okay, the students would like to ask, what are you currently working on?
Miss Ankita, you want to go first, or it's okay if I start?
Uh, Mr. Sumit, you can start. No issues.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Uh, just in brief, so there are few projects I have been working on currently in my company, that is Index.ai. So yeah, it's a core bioinformatics company, and the first thing I'm dealing with right now is like we have a pharmaceutical client, and they are conducting clinical trials. So we do data analysis for them, give them insights about the various expression data they are having, and apart from that, we like I'm also involving developing a web tool, and so that is currently for where all the public data sets for the various type of expression, biological expression, let it be epigenomics. So we are developing that tool with a perspective so that we can do the analysis, comparison, and visualization. So the current platforms which we have, they're having certain limitations, so that are those that are publicly available, so we are trying to overcome it in the web tool which we are developing. And apart from that, we also have certain researches going on with respect to biological markers. So in that one of the projects I am involved, so it's around the uh, biomarker called PSMA, that is the prostate specific membrane antigen. Yeah, so I think, yeah, maybe Miss Ankita, you can go ahead. If anyone has any doubts, then yeah, you can ask questions.
Students will ask at the end if they have any doubts. They can note down certain points. We will have a discussion session at the end.
Okay, no issues. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, you can proceed.
Can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So basically, I'm working with IQVIA as a lead medical surveillance specialist. So here, IQVIA is a CRO, that is like clinical research organization. So like it deals with all the clinical research data. So basically, when any of the vaccine or any of the drug is developed, it is tested before it comes to market. So the testing is done by our company. So here, it's a very big company and very many departments basically. So I'm working in medical surveillance, which is also one of the department in so many departments. So here, what to do is we get on daily basis we get the data of the patients, like when the dose was taken. So exactly what was the what was the effect, whether any value was high, whether any value was low, or like it was fine, if subject has any issues after taking the drug, all those things. So we monitor the safety of the drug, and then like in case of any queries, like we raise it to the PI, that is principal investigator. So they take their action from their end, and if anything is clinically significant, or any specific action has to be taken, or anything due to some medical history, so they answer us. So based on that, it is a documentation also that we have found all the things which are there after taking the drug, and then the PI takes the action accordingly, and we have to submit all these reports, all the data to the FDA once at the end of the study, when we are approaching FDA for the approval of the drug. So that is one part which our team does. So we get the data, and then we review it, and then we do the site contact, and accordingly we document everything.
Okay. So moving on to next question. Is your current job related to your university major degree? Uh, how does it contribute to you?
Okay, so I would like to go ahead with this. So yes, definitely. So as I said, as I mentioned previously, Index today is the core bioinformatics company, and so uh, it is what I had in my university majors, and like so coding and researching is what it's a major part of the work what I do, and these are the like basic skill sets which I have learned during my postgraduate tenure. Yeah, Miss Ankita, you can go ahead.
Sure. So here for me, it is not directly related. Like I have done my master's in bioinformatics, but currently I'm working in clinical research. But definitely, like whatever I have learned in master's, it is helping me in some or the other way. Our entire work is on laptops, computers. So here, we are definitely it is helping me in many ways.
Okay. So let's go for the next question. When you like to go to the actual field and study, and you know whether it is a corporate or industry, do you think there's a gap between like what is taught in the colleges and what the industry demands uh, in terms of knowledge, or in terms of training, or in terms of hands-on experience?
Okay, so I would like to take this question and say yes. So from what I have experienced, yes, there is definitely a gap, and in certain cases, yeah, the gap is wide. So like even after this passing out from my postgraduate, I have to learn a certain set of skill set. So like syllabus is like it gives you the basic foundation, but to do specialization, you need to have or you need to learn special skill sets. Like if I may give a smaller example, so like how machine learning and this data science is trending these days, so you have to learn it. Miss Ankita, would you like to add in?
Uh, yes, sure. So I agree with Mr. Sumit that there is a gap between the academic syllabus and the industry demand. So basically, I feel that there's a gap, and also like we have to do additional skills. Like we have to add on with our skills, and also be updated, because like what in academics teach is like a basic kind of thing, like what the theory part, but how to use it is required in the industry. So basically, we should have additional skills as well along with the theory part.
Okay, so related to this, we have another question like who you go in when you go in the industry and when you feel that there is a gap. So is there easy to fill in it less as it is too hard cope up with what is actually going on in the industry? So how do you bridge the gap between academia and industry?
Miss Ankita, you want to take this one first?
Yeah, okay, fine with me. So here, I feel that like internships would help to bridge the gap between academia and industry. So basically, like what we learn in academics, like how to use that knowledge. So like once we do some internships in like a real world, that will definitely help us getting a good job in industry.
So is it
Uh,
like okay.
yeah, you can continue.
Yes, yes, continue, sir.
So yeah, I like completely agree with what Miss Ankita has said, and like even I have experienced this thing. So the way I overcome the gap is by learning the skill sets through like online courses and trying to practice it. So it took me like 6 months to just to be able to get into the internship, because even the internship these days requires a certain specific skill sets. So even to learn that, you need to have the uh, basic foundations created for it.
Okay, so there are some tools that additionally we have to learn.
Yeah, exactly. So if like in industry you are going to specialize into something, and to be able to get into that specialized skill, you need to learn those basic foundational skill sets. Like in my case, it was learning the programming languages and then the machine learning and data science.
Okay, so moving on to next question. What was your first project into the industry? Like just after your completion of post graduation, what was your first exposure in the industry?
So after like passing out, I did various freelance projects, researches, of which like four were where I got the authorship, and one where like I got paid instead of being an author. So yeah, since these were the freelance project, they were not that like uh, I could say like solidified source of income, but yeah, they laid a foundation for getting me into the industry.
So it helped you to get into the industry with these short term projects. So these are
Yeah,
important.
yeah, and these projects were all based on like what I have learned in my academia, the drug designing, the basic research, those things.
Ankita ma'am?
Yeah, so here, like when I had completed my post graduation, so after that, like I had joined ICMR and ARS. So I was working as a project assistant on like a project on FSH hormones. So that was my first project. And after that, like I was working uh, as a trainee in one of the company in Pune. And then I joined IQVIA. So here in IQVIA, my first project was on schizophrenia, like testing of drug on schizophrenia.
Okay. So how that helped you to gain more confidence for moving on to next projects?
Yeah. So basically, since it was very new for me, like I used to coordinate with all my try to gain a what was it for me, and then it also helped me to like come to know exactly in what should be planned, in what way it should be planned, and what all things are there which should be followed, like tracking and execution things are there which should be monitored while the project is going on. All those things are there. So like I learned many things during the first project.
Okay, so moving on to next question. How did you become a bioinformatics analyst or lead medical surveillance specialist? I mean, is there any way to get into this position, or what is the pathway to get into this? Is there any special courses available for this other than post graduation?
Miss Ankita, would you like to go ahead?
Sure. So basically, like for me, it was like multiple things I had done. So after that, I landed up to this position. So here, like I started with ICMR. So from that experience, I uh, got got selected in this position. From there, I got selected for Bicon Academy coaching center. So it was like everything was helping me to go to the next step. So like everything, like even if I miss any one step, also it will be like I don't know if I would have reached here or not. So it's like I got one position based on the previous position that I had, like what all skills I had learned. So based on that, so after that from Bicon Academy, I got a job from a job as a associate in IQVIA. So after
Okay.
that, like after associate, I became a specialist, and then like after working as a specialist for many years, like many years, I got promoted as an
Okay. So moving on to next question. Was there any gap that you faced when you were done with the postgraduate program and entered the industry? Okay, I guess we have already addressed this question. We'll move to next. What was your pathway from college to industry? Like what all steps, small steps do we need to take to get into proper way into the industries? Hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I can go ahead this time. So yeah, after the after passing out from my postgraduate, as I've mentioned, yeah, I was doing the freelance research work, but during that tenure, I get to like realize from my mentor that just having the academic skill sets it's not enough. You need to grow, you need to learn, and this is that kind of field where you have to keep on learning. So it's like a never ending process. The learning never ends here. And so yeah, I keep on like reading this new latest research articles, and then honing my
Yes.
skill sets, like developing the other programming languages. So just knowing one or two is not enough in my field. The more you know, the more it's like helpful. The more the merrier, it's that case. And yeah, so like after researching, learning, and then I also tried a non-field related job, but yeah, it was not that satisfying. And then I landed here as an intern, and during my internship days I loved what I did. And yeah, that is how like I got into this particular industry. And yeah, I'm now what I am because of it.
Ankita ma'am.
for me also like I started with many things as I told earlier. Like uh, I got selected for a training, so I completed that training, and then after that, an RRH, and after that, like I went to Bicon Academy, and then after that, like so all these things like helped me to like go more close to the industry. So I completely agree with that we need to keep us updated. So like in all the industries, it's like it gets updated on a regular basis. So like even today, I have to learn so many things from so many because there are many skills like which the new people know. So like we never stop learning and keep learning from everyone. So it's like keeping us updated with all the things. So that definitely helps us uh,
Yes,
stay.
because in bioinformatics, every year some of the other new softwares are coming in the market and we have to learn them. Okay, so moving on to next question. Can you share your suggestions on understanding the route map from college to the company? How exactly we can route ourselves?
Should I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think that intention here is analyzing and seeing exactly what we like, what what we are more interested into, what we are keen into. So based on that, like we can go ahead with some skill developments or like specific trainings, and like there are so many trainings available online, and also so many short courses are there, and also internships. So based on that, like if we improve our skills, so it will definitely help us like getting a better job in a better industry.
I would like to add one thing over here. So, like, the skill sets are important and they help in developing. But like one thing which I have noticed that the previous generation couldn't was the power of LinkedIn. So this LinkedIn is what through which I have got this particular job at index.ai. So yeah, nowadays it is like easier to connect with the companies. You get to know what are the leading companies in your particular like desired field. So yeah, even like not just connecting them through LinkedIn. So once you are like once you get to know the person and what company they work in, you can directly apply in there. So it's like it has made the process easier in like hunting or like narrowing down to the specialized field and the specialized industry you want to work in.
Okay. So why did you choose
Just
to get into? Okay, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, just to add on here, like I would like to mention that please don't lose hope because like even I have given multiple interviews and like I have faced rejections also. So like just I want to tell that do not lose hope because like it's not an ending. So like I have seen many people like they try after getting out from college, but then they I'm not getting what should I do? They become very stressed out. So please don't stress out and don't
Yeah,
that I would like to add.
yeah, like, so I completely agree with Miss Ankita. Like don't lose hope and don't give up and try to switch field. Eventually you will land into the job which you like want or which you desire. Just never lose your patience, keep trying.
Yes, this is true. So moving on to our next question, why did you choose to get into industry? I mean, there could have been any other, would have been for PhD or like into academics, but why industry? Uh, Anyone can go ahead.
Okay, so with like what I could say is it's a bit personal as well. Like since my childhood, I wanted to like help people and contribute into it. So my only goal was to like just make a tiny contribution in helping people. So through what I have learned and when I get into the industry, so I am trying to do it by making like discoveries or like helping people in getting like better treatment. So just to make it clearer, so what I meant by making better treatment is I'm doing like helping in having the precision oncology. So what I think it's a buzzword these days. People know like. with the help of your genetic data we can specify like a specific treatment that would work on the patient's cancer type. So this kind of little contribution like motivates you and helps you to work into the industry and pushes you forward to do this work.
For me, I agree with Mr. Smith as well, and also for me, along with that part, I also wanted an exposure to the real world, like how the world works, how the company works, like what there are so many challenges that we get every day, like some or the other every day. So like I wanted to have that exposure and to enhance my skills with the industry, what exactly is required and what exactly is what we can give, what we can get and what we can give. Like they can give relationships as well. And also since my field clinical research deals with drugs and all, so it also is uh, way helping the society. So that is also one.
Okay. Um, so moving on to next, what is the basic outline of an industrial training program in general? How these companies they work? Is it like a collaboration or
So basically, few companies have their training program in place. Like they have exactly what like whenever any person is getting selected. So like I can tell about IQVIA that they provide a training so that like it's for 2 3 months. So the person who is coming into the company knows exactly what is the process, what has to be followed, what we have to do, and what we have to do, all those things. So they have a like planned program for 2 to 3 months, and also assessments are there. So if you clear the assessment, like you would be going live. Otherwise, like you have to give the treatment. Like, there are many training programs are also there. Like, we have LinkedIn pages, which are like there for IQVIA people. So like we can go and do the trainings and like part. So that is also a basic industry training from program.
okay?
uh, so I had a little bit different exposure. So like started my internship in a startup. So there like the process was like they would give you a project or a task, and over the period of time you learn and hone your skills. So there was like not like a fixed set of training which went into it. It took like an year to get to learn what are the things that are like going into the company and to like get in flow with it.
Okay.
I would
So
like to add here that it also depends on the department that you go. So like few departments give a very planned trainings, and few like they give you some study and try to analyze exactly what you have learned and like what where you can. So it depends on the departments also where you are.
okay. So depending on which department you go, they have a different setup. They have a different pipeline of working. Okay, so moving on to next question. Is there any exams or training institutes students can approach if they want to get into industries like after their post graduation? Is there any other institutes that provide such training to students
For
so that they
clinical
can fill
research,
in their gaps? Oh, yes.
for clinical research, there are few institutes. There are actually there are many different types of PG diploma courses in clinical research. So you can do any one of those. Like that would definitely.
Any example of these institutes that provide such courses?
Some colleges also provide
Okay.
MSc Xavier provide, and also some of the institutions provide.
Okay.
And also
Sumit sir.
Please don't call me sir. You can call me my first name. So, yeah, what I would like to add in is in today's world, like in bioinformatics field. So, as a coder and a researcher, what I have found out, like Udemy was helpful for me. Like I could have, like very wonderful courses at a very cheap rate. And so doing that course is not enough. You obviously have to keep practicing it. And like it's helpful if you create your GitHub profile, and like along with your CV you attach those profile and send it to company, so that they know that you are like you're not just boasting about your skill in your CV. You have also tried it on real world data, and you know the skill sets very well. So
Yes.
yeah, I would suggest, like strongly recommend, if you are looking into core bioinformatics and you want to do coding, then you should like do these online courses and make a GitHub profile. And yeah, keep practicing. It's just like maths. You have to keep practicing.
Okay. So we'll move on to next. What difficulties did you encounter during your industrial training period? Like what all challenges you face? That any student can face, I mean, after completing their post graduation, when they get into industries, when they are all completely freshers. So what kind of difficulties they can encounter?
So yeah, there were few things which I personally experienced. Like one is like it was not the core bioinformatics job, but yeah, keeping up with the time. So time management is an important part. Let it be your personal or professional life, time management should be done. And yeah, apart from that, so at during my internship days, the thorough research, so it was exhaustive. So like it's better to develop a certain habit of reading research skills. And also in coding I would suggest the error solving part. So it is frustrating if you are stuck onto the same thing for a couple of hours or even a day for some time. So these basic skills needs to be developed during your post graduation program itself only.
Okay. Ankita ma'am?
I agree with Abhishek that the time management is a must, and also along with that, when I have joined to this my first corporate job. So here, my first thing was the environment was entirely different. Like here, I was in research, so over there the environment is different. So coping up with the environment and also the terminology. So let's say there are different terminologies which they use, like based on the company, they have their internal variants and all. So it's like initially I was not understanding exactly what does that mean. So I had to like connect with multiple people for understanding what does this mean, what does that mean, etc., and how to use it. So basically, understanding the process it was in the initial stage it was quite difficult because like there are multiple things involved in one process itself. So it's like mixing all those things together was difficult for me. Like this was one thing. Like, and also like sometimes what happens is few people tell you to like little bit different things. So it's like exactly what has to be followed and what is the correct way. So like that part is also like little difficult. These are the difficulties which I see during my
So students will have to develop themselves, like everything has to be planned properly, like, discipline has to be maintained.
discipline has to be maintained and try to connect with like as many people as we can so that like we can grasp as much knowledge as we can from
Yes.
each of these because if they personally tell you something new, yeah,
Ma'am,
so
you're
try
not
to
audible.
connect with people.
Okay, so moving on to next, what things we should consider while selecting an industry or company or any organization to work, like the pros and cons of companies.
In practice, kind of job, what kind of profile. So that is one thing, and also while selecting the company, I think that it is like you should also try to understand like how much you will learn from that. So sometimes what happens is like you learn a lot of things from startup, but you learn so many things in established companies because they have their own department. So like the work will be very it's one thing that I want to say like, if you join a startup, it will be great.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, I think the network is fluctuating.
Sorry for that. Yeah.
It's okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So okay, so as I told, if you join a startup, you will be having hands-on on so many things. So you will be uh, your skills will be better, I guess, because in startup, the departments are not very well established. So you will be you will be getting a chance to working on many things together. So that will also be helpful to you. So that is a pro for startup and going with the established industries. It's they have very well defined departments. So you will be knowing only this much work I have to do. So getting into some other role or understanding exactly what does the other team do. Or, so it is sometimes difficult. So it's like your skill set may remain limited. So that is one con which I would say. Yeah, but also if you are seeing security wise, then it is better to see a company which can which you can say that they won't because during COVID there were many companies who had laid off the employees. So while uh, selecting a company you can consider that one point as well. I think
Yes.
job security and also first of all, the job security and also how much getting to learn over there. So I think these are things.
Okay.
So yes, I completely agree with Miss Ankita. In startups, you get to learn a lot. Even this has been my experience. So like in MNC, you have certain fixed set of rule, and you have to do those things only. And in startup, it's like an exploratory phase, and like even they are exploring things, and you get to try on a lot of stuff and get to learn a lot of things. So startup environment is good in that sense. And apart from this, like few suggestions I would give is sort your priorities. Like luckily because of this particular field in bioinformatics, post pandemic we are getting a lot of work from home jobs. So yeah, relocation, like if you're open to relocation, it's good. You are open to a lot of opportunities, but in this particular field also, without relocating, you could land a pretty good job by doing work from home. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. So next question. What are the requisites of working in multinational industry? I mean, does it have a benefit over working in Indian industry? Yes. Anyone can go.
I, Miss Sankita, you're going in. I think she's
That was not there.
Extremely sorry, ma'am, but you're not audible.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. I'm saying that I don't think that we can compare multinational and Indian industry. Like both have their own pros and cons. So yeah, like in multinational companies, you would be exposed to many different people. That is one thing. So your confidence increases. That could be one thing. And also the rules, those are on uh, uh, same for all, irrespective of country. So sometimes some rules are good as compared to I have not worked in any Indian
Okay.
corporate, like not pros and cons.
Yes.
Uh, Hello. Yeah, I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, with respect to Indian industry, I don't have much exposure. Uh, like I'm not quite sure what's more beneficial, but with MNC, yeah, one thing I agree with Miss Ankita is like you get to communicate with lots of foreign clients, and yeah, it develops your communication skills, and also you get to know what's going on around the world. And yeah, the benefits, I would say both have their own benefits. It's not like one is better than the other. And yeah, just like before going into any kind of industry, do your research and set your priorities. That would be my suggestion. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So, uh, moving on to our last question of this session. If you could go back in time, what would you want yourself to do differently, and how would you insist our students on doing that?
uh, okay, so what I could have done is learn more. So obviously I didn't had that much idea that time. Like if I could have started those online courses during my college days, maybe the job would have been a bit easier. And like still remember like Biomish sir was my professor at that time. He used to keep on insisting the research articles, and we used to like as a lazy student, you would like after an hour or 1 hour you would doze off. You won't be interested that much in doing that. But while working in the industry, I have realized that reading is a skill set, especially in this field. It's a very important skill set because you keep have to learning. So yeah, I would suggest like keep reading research articles, and it's the good time to start doing the online courses or like developing skill set. Like if you want to go into the coding part, then yeah, Python and R would be a better thing to start off right now itself, and diving deep into the algorithms, understanding it. And if you are not interested in coding, then there are other fields as well. So I would suggest then you can start learning about the NGS, a couple of like specialized field, if I may suggest. And it will be like being a data curator, a scientific data curator, or being a genome analyst, the genetic variant analysis you can do into that. So these things, if you could start writing during your college days, then yeah, it will be better for your job hunt.
Ankita ma'am.
Yeah, I think that like even during my college days, if I would have like done more trainings and would have worked on skills, so I think that that would help me more, because like it also counts in your resume that what you have done and what all trainings, like if any additional course that you have done, you can add it in the resume. Like that is one thing. And also I think that like I had done one internship in like programming, but like frankly speaking, I was not interested in programming, but still like I had done an internship. I think that like if I could have like analyzed at that point of time where I am interested, accordingly I would have chosen the internship. That would help me like, better. So like while going for any training or for any internship, I would suggest that the people go ahead with the one that you feel that you can for like for next few years, like you would be interested in.
Yes. So, okay, I will stop with my questions. I think my students have a lot of questions for you. So, my session comes to an end. So, any student who has any question can either turn on their mic and ask to them directly, or you can put it in the chat box if that is comfortable. And also, please mention to whom the question is addressed. So, let's open the session for question. Anybody who is interested in asking, I think they are going to take questions from you. Students,
Yeah, hello, sir.
yes.
This is Manhar, and my question is to Mr. Sumit. You mentioned that we continuously need to be updated with all these things like machine learning, data analysis, and programming language. And you said that there are certain courses which we need to do along with our MSc, so that before we get into the industry, we are like well equipped with all these. So when searching on online, there are many courses which have been offered, but we are confused from which particular institute we should opt for such courses. Are there any institutes, or you can suggest anything like?
So, in my personal experience, in today's world, like it's not necessary you go to an institute and learn it. The benefit of instituted, you have someone to take care of, and that person is going to guide you whenever you are at a blockade, and you get a personal attention. That thing is not there with online courses, but online courses do have a wide range of syllabus to select from. So if you are interested in let's say in machine learning, so again machine learning has various different courses and at various platforms. So I would suggest start doing it at one, like now pinpoint at something and just start doing it. Once you get an exposure, then you automatically could decide which one is better, or what additional skill sets you want to develop. So like in my experience, as I have mentioned this before in this meeting, I tried Udemy because it was cheaper, and I first tried with basics of R and Python. So during that time, I came to know about the machine learning, and I started with the most highly rated machine learning course. And from there, I realized like data science is also important. So like as I'm saying, it's a change of sequence. You first learn one thing, then you come to know about the another, and then you keep on going. And yeah, institute, I don't have much exposure doing it with the institutional part, but yeah, it is helpful in a sense that you have someone to take care of. And yeah, but it was costlier, and as a student I would suggest, like I personally felt doing it with Udemy was better. And even Coursera and other platforms also have these courses, but during my time Coursera was like a bit costlier. But I think there are certain ways in Coursera where you can get like the fees exempted, like you have to write them a letter. um, Hopefully I answered your question, like if you are still
Absolutely.
having
And
any
I have
doubt.
two more questions.
Yeah.
Like you said that you've been working on, or you have worked in precision oncology, right?
On.
Uh, Precision oncology.
Yes.
Yeah. So it falls in the category of personalized medicine, right? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
can you please suggest us some companies which are like currently offering internships, or you can say which can be like which are scalable and we can apply in those uh, like companies.
Okay. Uh, the in bioinformatics related, what I have like experience in the precision oncology is the diagnosis part and suggesting the treatment based on the researches and clinical trials that have been conducted all over the globe. So now these things in India, there are limited companies. I don't know like about their internship scheme, but yeah, few of the companies in Mumbai which I know is the one I'm working in index.ai. Apart from that is positive bioscience, and there are certain other companies like Pyre Index, it's in Pune. So you can apply in these companies. And yeah, like LinkedIn is the best source or the best medium. I would suggest like keep on adding everyone, and through them you will come to know about these other companies.
Okay. And my last question is like, are there any government jobs related to bioinformatics in India currently, or any chances of them occurring in future? Like, where does India stand right now in bioinformatics, like, compared to what other countries like Germany, USA, and
So, with respect to government being involved in it, I don't have that much idea. But bioinformatics, as in a general field, I would say it's booming currently. The one way to put is like the data is booming, either it be a medical field or the technological field. The data is being generated each and every day, and it's in like in huge amount. So to analyze this data, to draw meaningful patterns, to get to understand bioinformatics or a data analyst is required. And so, yeah, the future of bioinformatics, from what I have experienced in this industry, is bright. Like the industry is struggling to get good bioinformatician, and they are hiring people from the life sciences, other life science field, like from like let's say this biochem and microbio, biotechnology. So the reason being, industry is like in India, I'm saying that industry is lacking. Good bioinformatician. So yeah, if you are like willing to pursue this as a career, you have a very good chance. Just like don't lose your patience, keep trying.
yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Sumit.
Yeah, thank you, Mangar.
Students, any more questions? Please feel free to ask. I guess students, are you all there? Amit, don't you have any questions?
So like most of the questions are in the presentation only, so I got the answers for that.
Okay.
Sir, I have
So,
question for Sumit.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
Hello.
Vaibhav, go ahead.
So you mentioned you work in precision oncology, right? So, if you don't mind, can you elaborate a little on like how does your work day look like? Like, is there any sort of like consistency, or do you do different things every day?
So I would say precision oncology. I am not like now the core member in it. I was there just for a few few weeks of a time when it was in developing phase. My actual work tends to be in coding, developing the algorithms and research, and like dealing with the client clinical data. But the precision oncology phase, which I had been working on, was like we have a daughter company as one cell diagnostic, so it takes samples from the like cancer patients, processes it, and like I get the uh, genetic file, and like on that I determine what the variant is, and based on the variant then I give it to curators, and then curators curate out like whatever treatment and clinical trials are available, and then we shortlist and give the report to the oncologist who has sent the report, because these reports are complex for a layman to understand, so it has been directed towards the oncologist. So this was the developing phase. Now the pipeline has been fixed, so now my involvement is not there. If any changes is there, then yeah, my work will be just to fix that thing.
Okay, got
Not
it.
yeah.
Any more questions, students? Ankita ma'am, I have one more question for you. Like, how can we approach to Biocon Academy, or what type of courses they offer? What is the duration of those courses?
They have many courses. I have done statistical programming biosciences. So it was for
Your
4 years.
voice, it's very low.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
The, hello, is it better now?
Uh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I was saying that I have done the course in Biocon Academy. The course was like a certificate program in biosciences. So it was like for 4 months, and it included like various topics on the industry, from production to what all things are there in biotechnology industry, pharma industry. Basically, it includes a lot, and also like we had visits in Biocon, so we had to like we had practicals sometimes, and also we had visits in Biocon to see how the actual thing works. So like we went into production, we went into R&D, like how they work and what they follow. So all those things were taught to us. So it was like a bridge between the academic and the real world. So in Biotic Academy, I have started with courses now. So one is for microbiology as well. And also recently, one or two more have been added. You can just visit their website, and you can send a mail to them uh, if you want any other further details, like what is the curriculum. So basically, we have to apply, the take our interview, and after our interview, first they do the CV, and they for interview. They take type call or uh, they final I had done it for that, and yeah, so from all over India, so they give a list, and all those participants have to fill in.
Okay. So, students, any more questions? I guess all the questions have been answered. So, I think I'll just wrap up this session for today. Okay, I'll wrap just this very small vote of thanks for everybody. Firstly, I would uh, thank our alumni for giving such valuable time after their busy schedules and helping us gain more insight about the industrial field. And thank you for being available. Lastly, I would like to thank you all the participants for the active participation, and with this very small vote, I like to end today's Rubaru session. I hope it was a good experience for all of you, and thank you very much. Yes, everybody, I declare this session is closed and people are okay to leave. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us here.
Yes.